Peace and blessings, light and love, sending healing energy to each and every one of you. My sisters, I'm so glad you are joining me, and I'm so excited to start the 7-week Kemetic chakra healing course. If you are new to understanding what the chakras are, being exposed to them, this is going to be an exciting opportunity for us to come together and to learn about it and to work independently but cohesively together as we journey over the next 7 weeks to heal our chakras, which helps us to rid ourselves of physical disease, which helps us to balance ourselves emotionally, which helps us to ground ourselves spiritually. We're going to get more into it as we go along. My name is RayeQueen. To those of you who don't know me, I am a truth seeker and have been for all of my life. I grew up in the church, just like a lot of you, and there was something that felt incomplete to me in the church, and so I've always had an affinity for African history, African culture, then later on in African spirituality. So I began to do lots of research and sift through the BS and all the crap and challenge beliefs that were handed down to me, and I came to the place where I am now. I'm also a board-certified holistic healthcare practitioner with 3 degrees, one being in natural medicine. I am the founder of The Secret for Sistahs, and I founded it because I needed a community. I needed a sisterhood of like-minded people who are on a similar journey to my journey, who we can exchange with, who we can build with, who we can bounce ideas and energy off of. Because one thing you're going to learn as we talk about the root chakra today is your tribe is very, very important. I'm also an author of several different books. You can find them all on Amazon, or you can find some of them on thesecretforsistahs.com. So let's get right into it. So again, welcome. And we're going to start our discussion on the 7-week series covering the Kemetic chakras. Let me first start by saying that there are actually 144 chakras, but these chakras actually mature through 7 distinct stages. Those 7 distinct stages are the most commonly referred to chakras that we are familiar with, and by focusing on the primary 7, you automatically heal the others. Secondly, I have titled this series Kemetic because in large part, most of the information is Kemetic or Egyptian. Kemet is the original name for Egypt. But after years of research and study, I have incorporated and found similarities and commonalities that are contained in other spiritual systems, including like the Orishas or the European or Ifa. And so please, going forward, understand or overstand that it's largely Kemetic, but I pull from other African spiritual and divinity systems as well. Now, hopefully you have already downloaded and printed the workbook that I emailed to you along with the video module so you can be taking notes, because I do believe I've already covered some information that you should be writing down in your downloadable workbook. So today, now I know I talk very quickly, and I will try to be conscious of that and speak slowly. But it's a video module, so if you need to pause it, whatever you need to do to keep up, catch up, feel free to do that. So today we are talking about the root chakra, but let me start with an explanation about what chakras are. Okay, chakras are vertically aligned, and this starts at the base of the spine, as you see pictured here, to the crown of our heads. You see each chakra is identified as an energy center that you find along the spinal column. At each stage, or each chakra, we gain a deeper understanding of personal and spiritual power, since each chakra represents a spiritual life lesson or challenge. Let me say that again. Our chakras represent spiritual life lessons or challenges that is common to all human beings. As you conquer each chakra, you advance in your spiritual consciousness, and you can then manipulate your personal energy to heal yourself from physical ailments and disease. And by mastering the lessons inherent in each chakra, we reach our fullest divine potential and are able to manifest anything we want, any friggin' thing we want in the physical realm. Okay? Now, nobody is immune to energetic realities. We pick up energy from other people, from emotions, and we use those energies to manipulate others. We use it to hide our vulnerabilities. The problem is that we are not even aware that we are using our energy and how it works. And so we're not using it in a healthy way. So in other words, you're using your chakras whether you want to or not, or your chakras are using you whether you want them to or not. So by getting a good grasp and understanding of how our energy centers work, then we can control them and use them for our benefit. So chakras 1, 2, and 3 deal with, it largely deals with physical power. Chakras 1, 2, and 3 largely deals with physical power. Chakras 4, 5, and 6 deal with non-physical power. And you'll understand more about what that means later on. All chakras are inherently connected. A blockage in one affects all the others, causing physical, emotional, mental, and or spiritual damage. So when you are exposed to, okay, let me back up. Each chakra is represented by a different color or has an affinity for a certain color. So different energies vibrate to different frequencies, and each color carries a frequency. So when you are exposed to the pure color of one of the energy centers, the correlating organ or gland, because they all correlate to some organ or gland in our body, it will be stimulated and it will begin to vibrate and resonate at its purest level. So for example, the color of the root chakra is red. If you wear red or see red or surround yourself with red, it's going to cause your root chakra to vibrate and heal itself. It's going to energetically resonate and therefore begin a healing process. Okay. So now, excuse me, let's talk about the root chakra. The root chakra is correlated with tribal power. It is group identity and group belief systems. It deals with the family we are born into, our connection to traditional family beliefs, identity, and a sense of belonging. We experience the power of sharing a belief or a moral code at the root chakra level. This is why we oftentimes see problems in other areas of our lives when our sense of community is affected, right? So if you got family drama or family turmoil internally, it's going to affect your professional career. It's going to affect your relationships because that is a root chakra issue. So like I mentioned before, I was raised in the church. I come from a long line of Baptist ministers. My grandfather, my uncles, cousins now, it's a long line. And at the young age of probably 12 or 13, I knew something was not, the church wasn't going to fulfill me. And I was one of those people whose mother had her in church every friggin' day of the week. I mean, I went to church all the time. And I knew that it just didn't resonate with me. So I went along with the program because I had to in my mother's house. But when I left home at 17 years old, that's when I was able to really practice the things I had been learning about, because I learned about and researched African spirituality in high school and in middle school because I knew I was drawn to it. My mother said I came out of the womb with my fizz ball. So one of my struggles was, how do I deal with saying I'm not going to church anymore, or that I don't believe in Jesus Christ, and still explain that I'm a God loving person and that I believe in the Most High. I order my steps according to divine purpose. I mean, there is no higher spiritual practice than what I'm doing now. And my spirituality now makes me a better person than the church did. But in my house and in my family, that just doesn't work, honey. So I struggled with years with how to deal with that. And it wasn't until I accepted who I was, accepted where I was, and proudly affirmed that to my friends, to my family, that my root chakra began to heal. And once my root chakra began to heal, like I mentioned earlier, I was able to open up the vortexes to my other energy centers, and other great and wonderful things began to happen in my life. I'm sure many of you can understand and relate to this. Hopefully you can, but you have to understand that you have to address your root chakra energy of tribal connectedness before you can move on to anything else. And we're going to talk about that. So the root chakra deals with lessons that are related to the physical world. It grounds us. It deals with basic survival instincts like eating and sleeping, self-preservation. Here at the root chakra, we have to find our own kind. We have to accept and act according to our own spiritual truths. Your bond or your grounding to your tribe, the connection you have with your tribe is symbolic. It is symbolic of a connection to the divine, to the universe, to God, to the Most High, whatever you refer to your higher power as. It's being okay with you and being okay with others who are not you. So here, like I mentioned before, is a matter of self-acceptance. And not only self-acceptance, but community. And that's why the Secret for Sisters exists, because you have to find other people who vibrate on the same frequency that you do in order for your root chakra to be completely balanced. Trust me when I tell you this. It is the most important step on your ascension to your spiritual cultivation and your spiritual development. So the root chakra becomes blocked by fear. Fear of physical survival, fear of abandonment, fear of abandonment by the group is what I mean, abandonment by other people, and fear of a loss of order. So a lot of times we don't understand or realize that we're operating from fear. But it's going to become more clear to you as I keep on going with this presentation. So the root chakra is located inside the body. So if you were to go inside the body, you would see the energy center near the cervix or the prostate if you're a man. So the cervix is very, very, very low. It's like you would have to touch the very top of your vagina, below the waistline, onto the actual vaginal area. Or in your back, if you would touch right above, where your butt crack is about to start. Above there is where you will find the energy center for the root chakra. And that's important because we're going to talk about massaging that area later on. Okay. Now on the outside of the body, it's in the perineum. So the area, like I just mentioned, you can't actually touch your cervix or your prostate. So you would touch those areas I just mentioned to you. And that's where the perineum is. Okay. And like I mentioned earlier, your root chakra is blocked by fear, and it deals with survival and trust. And so if we're having a hard time trusting people, or if our basic survival needs, like we don't have enough to eat, we don't have enough money, we don't have enough to drink, those types of things will block your chakra, or they will manifest as a result of a blocked chakra. Now, the physiological expression is meaning how can you tell if your root chakra is blocked on a physical level? So that physiological expression of the root chakra deals with your legs and your feet and your intestines. If you have root chakra problems, they will manifest as problems in your legs, in your feet, and in your intestines. So a blocked chakra might manifest as legs and feet that fall asleep often. You know how you sit somewhere too long and your foot might fall asleep? If that happens to you a lot, even when you're not in a compromising sitting position, that could be a sign of a root chakra blockage. Or if they cramp a lot, you catch those cramps in your toes or in your legs, that's a symptom of a root chakra blockage. And then intestinally speaking, you might get things like diarrhea if you have a root chakra blockage, repeated fevers, extreme fatigue, abdominal pain and cramps, gas, blood in your stool, reduced appetite, unintended weight loss, ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, celiac disease, gallstones, hemorrhoids, heartburn, bad breath is even a symptom of root chakra blockage, diverticulitis, any of those things that are associated with intestinal problems. So if you're suffering from these, it could be a combination of the foods you're eating or a sedentary lifestyle, but energy healing is the most powerful form of healing that we have. So if you dress it from an energy level, you'll begin to see a difference and a change in your health. The sensory organ for the root chakra is the nose. So if you are really sensitive to smells, or if you can't smell at all, then it can be a symptom that your root chakra is blocked. So now let's talk about things you can do to restore vitality and remove blockages from your root chakras. There are oils that resonate and vibrate on the same frequency as our chakras. And the oils that resonate with the root chakra are cedar, patchouli, or red amber. Now you can wear these oils, you can burn these oils, you can burn an incense. You can get these scents that come in incense, and you can burn those. Okay? We're going to talk about more specifically how to do that later on. The root chakra vibrates with the color red. I think I mentioned that, the color red. So over the next week, you're going to be doing some root chakra work. And so I want you to wear red as much as possible. Wear red, burn your red chakra candles. And if you don't have chakra candles, we sell those on our website, but you can buy them in your hometown. Just be very careful about where you buy them, because intentions and the type of chemicals used in the candles can affect your health and can affect your energy spirit. But make sure you get a root chakra candle or a red candle that has been scented with patchouli or cedar or red amber. And then, just as much red as possible. Eat as many red foods as you can. I'm sorry, I have to look at my phone. Yeah, so eat as much red food as you can. Just surround yourself with as much red as possible over the next week that you're working on your root chakra. Okay. Now, the root chakra vibrates with stones. Stones and gem therapy and healing is one of the most ancient forms of healing. I use this regularly. I mean, I am a nutritionist and a holistic healthcare practitioner, and I have a doctorate in natural medicine. But I focus on Eastern traditions, and I found that to be the most beneficial. And I am 44, and I think I am the only one of my girlfriends who has not suffered from some type of an ailment. And it's not that we live drastically different lifestyles, you know, other than I've taught myself to be a positive thinker so that I can manifest, because you cannot manifest unless you think on a positive plane and attract positive energies. And I always do energy work, and that's what the stones do. Energy work is so important. So the root chakra will vibrate with several different stones. The ones I found to be most prevalent in African divinity systems is the red coral, agate, garnet, ruby, hematite, and red jasper. The hematite, I wear hematite on my thumbs all the time. Well, not all the time. Sometimes they break and I have to get another one. But as much as possible, I try to keep hematite on both of my thumbs. If you're interested in hematite rings, we had some, but I don't think we have any more right now. So you might just have to go somewhere in your local town or just check back to the website when we get some more. Okay. Now, each energy center resonates with a particular therapy. And so for the root chakra, the most powerful one is massage therapy. So I want you to get a full body massage. Go see a masseuse and take the time to get a full body massage whenever you're working with your root chakra or whenever you feel like your root chakra might be blocked. And then in addition to that, you can massage those areas I told you about where the root chakra is located. And for that, I want you to use your middle finger when you do that. And you don't have to do it heavy, just lightly massage those areas. Okay? In your sleeping position, a lot of people don't know about the sleeping position, but when you're doing work with the root chakra, you want to try to sleep on your stomach to get that stagnant root chakra energy moving. So I know it's hard for us to sleep on our stomach. I'm a stomach sleeper most of the time. But when you fall asleep tonight, or when you fall asleep while you're doing your root chakra work, I want you to lie on your stomach. It's not expected that you're going to stay that way the entire time, but try to be conscious of it. And when you're doing root chakra work, you want to try to get about 10 hours of sleep. Yikes. That's almost impossible for most of us. But if you have to split your time in the day, take a nap at some point to try to get up to your 10 hours. And even if you don't nap, just watch TV while you're lying down on your stomach, or listen to music while you're lying on your stomach. Okay? And try to get up to 10 hours a day. Okay? And when you are doing this, working on your root chakra, I want you to listen to music that has heavy drums in it. The chakras resonate with drums or heavy bass. So find as many songs as you can that have heavy drums and bass in it. Okay? And then I hope you have a journal. I don't know if I even mentioned that. If I didn't, I'm sorry, but you need to get a journal because you're going to be journaling this week. I've given you 7 different writing prompts, and I want you to journal about each one each day over the next week. And while you are journaling, I want you to burn your root chakra candle, or if you don't have the candle, you can burn the oil or burn the incense that have the scent associated with it. And I want you to get one of the stones and carry those stones on your person, in your pocket or in your bra. Perhaps you have a stone in a piece of jewelry. Whatever you choose is fine. Just make sure you have that stone close to your person. In YouTube, I'm going to mention, go to YouTube. They have some very good videos or audio clips of drums or heavy bass songs. Now, you'll know that your root chakra is becoming unblocked by noticing that you become a little more cheerful, Little things won't bother you as much. You'll notice that learning becomes easy. If you read something, you won't forget. You'll begin to notice these things. You'll notice that you'll become very clear with your thoughts and your speaking. You'll become more trustful of others. You'll begin to feel more grounded, and you'll have control of your breathing. I don't know if you've had root chakra problems, but you've probably noticed that sometimes you'll catch yourself holding your breath for no reason at all, or your breathing is real shallow and short, and that's no good. So if you begin to work on your root chakra, you'll notice these things happen. Okay? So before you journal, I want you to take deep breaths. I want you to inhale for 5 seconds and exhale for 5 seconds. Inhale for 8 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. And then begin your journaling and your root chakra process. Okay? You're going to burn your root candle every day. Burn your incense if your candle isn't scented with a root chakra oil. Again, we have those for sale. You're going to make sure you drink plenty of water. This is very important. 8 glasses of water every day. Go for 9 or 10. This is one of the periods in time where you might want to consider doing a vaginal steam. Just kind of open up and clean out the area where your root chakra is located. A vaginal steam is highly beneficial at this time. Okay? If you want to know more about vaginal steam, that's on the website as well, secretforsistahs.com. Keep the root chakra stone on your person the majority of the time. I usually carry mine in my bra if I don't have a piece of jewelry on that has a stone in it. Journal every day, preferably before sunrise or after sunset. And the journal prompts are in your downloadable workbook. Oh, and whenever you look at your lit root chakra candle, I want you to state an intention. State an intention related to fear. Okay, your intention at this point for root chakra work must be related to fear. So, for example, you can say something like, I will no longer fear chasing my dreams. Or, I am no longer afraid to speak up for myself. Or, I am no longer afraid to be exactly who I am. Those things deal with fear. And even if you didn't coin it as fear before, now you realize that those energies are indeed fear. When you don't walk in who you are authentically, that's a fear-based reality. Okay? Now, every time I teach this course, I do it all over again. So I am excited to take this journey with you. So excited to take this journey with you. Oh, I think I'm a slide behind, but whatever. Y'all can write it down. Don't be sweating me about my technology skills. That's not my gift. My gift is in healing. So don't be talking stuff. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay. So I want to reiterate what your week is going to look like. Make sure you burn your candle every day. State your intention. Drink your water, purified water, or spring water, or alkaline water. I highly recommend alkaline water. Do a yoni steam or a vaginal steam. Keep your stone on your person. Journal every day and state your intentions every time you see your root chakra candle burning. Every time. Okay? So thanks for joining me in the sisterhood. And I look forward to seeing you next week as we work on the sacral. I cannot talk today. As we work on our sacral chakras, which deals with creativity, pleasure, sexuality, and guilt. We're going to dive deep into that. Again, visit the website at secretforsistahs.com. Join us for Wine 30 Wednesday. Join us for some conversations that we have on Facebook. And I look forward to connecting with my sisters. As always, wishing you the very best in health. And remember that laughter should be the only thing that hurts.